Everyone to join. So just bear with me, everyone, just whilst we wait for more people to join. We've got 39 in so far, so welcome. And yeah, I think that might be okay. We can get started. Oh, actually, we'll give it 10 more seconds. We're up to 43. So we'll just give everyone a chance to get logged in. But welcome to those who have joined the call already. Okay, 45. Perfect. Okay, that is great. So, welcome everyone. My name is Ryan Whitlock, as you can see by the name on the screen, and I work for the talent acquisition team here at Enterprise Mobility. Welcome to the call. You're on the call today because you've expressed an interest in enterprise mobility and a career with our wonderful company. I'll tell you a little bit of background about myself, give you a little bit of an introduction to who I am. I've already given you my name and my job title, but I'll give you a little bit of my career history, and then I'll introduce you to my co-host on the call today as well. So I've worked with Enterprise for quite a long time. I started on the management training program, which is the program that a lot of people start on, and we will discuss how the journey begins for most people who join Enterprise Mobility on some of the screen share that we're going to share with you today. I got through the management training program and got into management within 2 years. It's a fast track management program, which kind of applies to everyone that applies for roles with us, and most people will go through that process and be fast tracked into management in that space of time. I then transitioned after being in management for a number of years into the talent development team at Enterprise Mobility, where I trained and developed all of our incoming employees onto the management training program, as well as the managers and assistant managers and area managers within my regional group that I covered. And since around 2 years ago now, just coming up to 2 years, I've worked in the talent acquisition team. So I now work as part of the recruitment side and early careers, working with universities across the southwest of England and Wales to recruit new employees coming into the business. So it's great to have you all on the call today. You're going to learn a lot about who we are as a business, the culture at Enterprise, your ways in which you can progress, the ways in which you can learn how you can be successful in the application process if you did want to apply. And here's some great examples from myself and from Zoe, who is also on the call today, about our experiences at Enterprise Mobility as well. So Zoe, I'm just going to ask you to just quickly introduce yourself, your job title, how long you've been with us as well, please.
Hi, so my name's Zoe. I work at the Trowbridge branch, which is in the southwest. I started working at Enterprise in January 2023, where I too started as a management. I was promoted to assistant manager just after a year of working for the company. I've been with the company now just over 2.5 years, and I'm currently looking for new assistant manager roles or branching out into other parts of the company.
Brilliant. Yes, and we are going to discuss lots of opportunities that can present themselves within our company today. But it is an opportunity to learn about who we are as a business. And sometimes people do not realize the actual size of enterprise mobility and the amount of opportunities that present themselves as well. So we'll get straight into it. And just to let you know, the chat box is open. I can see a lot of people saying hello in there as well. We are going to do the Q&A at the end. Okay, so please feel free to put some questions in. We do have someone that may answer some questions for you during the presentation if we can, but if not, we'll answer all those questions right at the end for you as well. Okay, so just getting straight into it. Enterprise Mobility at a glance, okay? Enterprise Mobility is still a privately owned company run by the Taylor family. You can look up the history of the business. It's quite unique and it's quite impressive. And last year we turned over $38 billion in revenue in our financial year of 2024. Another huge, impressive kind of fact around Enterprise Mobility as well is that we have over 90,000 plus employees worldwide, which is global. We're a global business, and we continue to kind of add resource as we grow our business and as we grow our business lines by adding more employees. And we're quite unique in the fact that we employ everyone at an early stage, on mostly on the management training program. There are other business lines where we hire in at an early level as well, but we are a promote from within business. So what you will find is most people you speak to in the company will start at the very bottom, at the management training training level or entry level roles and work their way up in the business into leadership opportunities. We also operate in over 90 plus countries worldwide, and within those 90 countries that we operate in, we have nearly 10,000 locations globally as well. You can also see on the fact sheet here that we are the 7th largest privately owned company in America. And, mobility, we are a transportation provider. That means that we need mobility vehicles to get people from A to B. They can range from as small as a golf buggy right the way up to an articulated vehicle, luxury vehicles, cars, vans, and everything in between. And we have nearly 2.5 million vehicles within our fleet as well. So it's currently 2.4 plus, almost 2.5 million. And that, like I said, is a range of vehicles. So there's a host of vehicles, small and large, and we have nearly 300 plus different makes and models that we have within our business as well. So these are some nice kind of facts and figures to know about our company, know the scale of the business, and also some things that you may want to kind of digest, that if you did decide that you want to apply, it's always good to know things about our business that you can talk about in the interview process as well with Enterprise Mobility. So Zoe, I'm going to bring you into the conversation straight away on slide 1. What was the most kind of impressive thing that you learned about us when you joined the business? It could be anything on here or something that's not on here, in fact, as well.
Yeah, so I remember during my stage 1 training, I was invited to go to the Gloucester head office, and I had a tour of the Flexi Rent department. So Enterprise, we do Enterprise Rent a Car, which is obviously where you start as a management trainee, but there is also Enterprise Flexi Rent where they do commercial vehicles. That year was 2023. I was actually going to Glastonbury myself that year, and I remember seeing all hundreds of golf buggies getting loaded onto loaders, and they were like, yeah, they're all Enterprise ones. There were like just any commercial vehicle you could think of, just how the client wants it. They would go, yeah, we can put a refrigerator in it, we can build that in it. But I was just so blown away. I didn't even know that we did that. And they were saying just so many vehicles on that you'd see driving on the motorway, they are actually Enterprise vehicles.
Yeah, and you just wouldn't know, which
Yeah,
is always
literally, I was like, oh,
impressive.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of like moves us nicely on to the different brands that, business lines that we have. So, Enterprise Mobility is our parent brand. You won't see that as kind of like a something that is a product that we offer, but the products that we offer are vehicles that fall within our business lines. So you can see all the different business lines that we've got within Enterprise Mobility. As always mentioned, we have Enterprise Rent a Car, which is our most well known and where we started our business, but we've expanded out to meet our customers' needs. So when customers have come to us in the past and said, it'd be great if you did this or great if you did that, then we've kind of adapted our business to make sure that we are fitting those customers' needs. So we have corporate clients that may rent through National, holiday makers that rent through Alamo. We've got Integral, which is a technology arm of Enterprise Mobility, and we've got Exotics that do exotic vehicles. The name's kind of does what it says on the tin, really. And also, as well as Zoe mentioned, we have FlexiRent, which specialize in commercial vehicles only for business users that need, golf buggies, lorries, specialized fitted out vehicles that we can adapt for them. And we also do some really kind of like up to date things, the future of mobility, where we look at Car Club, where you can rent the vehicle by the hour just by using an app on your phone, and that vehicle would be local to where you live as well. You wouldn't even need to go to a local branch to pick that up. Usually those are parked at the end of the street, and the app technology is so advanced you can even open the car with your phone and the app, which is super cool in my opinion. And that all of these business lines are growing, which means that we need more resource. That means we grow our teams within these, and we grow the amount of employees that we employ as a result as well. Okay, fantastic. So, like most businesses and like most people, even myself, when I was considering going for a graduate opportunity when I was leaving university, I had my own values that were really important to me from what I wanted from a graduate role. One of those was the opportunity to progress within a company, and also as well to work with like-minded people that I would get on with every day, that I'd make new relationships, make friends within my team. So these are the 8 founding values of enterprise mobility. And I'm not going to kind of go through them all, but they are things that we would ask that people digest and learn about, especially going through that application process. And I'm going to lean on some of the ones which were close to my values and then aligned with what enterprises values were as well. So one of them is that we work hard and we reward hard work. Our kind of biggest reward that we can offer our employees is the opportunity to progress. There's endless opportunity. There's no kind of glass ceiling. You're not going to get to a point and you can't get promoted anymore. You can always look at different opportunities, whether it's with a different department, a different business line, or even within a department. You can continue to go through different levels of promotion and keep working your way up, which is compensated obviously through monetary value as well, where you increase your pay along the way. And you can see there, it's a fun and friendly place where teamwork rules. That kind of resonated with my value of making new friends, making new relationships with people. And I did find and still do find it very fun to work in the teams I work in now and the teams I've worked in throughout my career at Enterprise as well. So Zoe, again, bringing you into it, other than the ones I've selected, are there any ones on here which kind of resonate with you and that, you know, we kind of live and breathe by these day in, day out? Which ones maybe resonate with you? Pick one or two.
So I really liked the strengthening the communities, one neighborhood at a time. At Enterprise, you can do something called My Purpose, My Time Day, which is a paid day's work where you can essentially give back to your local community. I've organised these days myself. I went to a local community farm that I've worked with since I was very young. I learned to horse ride there. We went and helped out, cleared up a classroom for them that they hadn't found time to do. And it was just a really rewarding day. And that was a paid day's work for me, but we were given something back to help out them that could just they didn't have the time to do it. And customer service, I'm quite a people orientated person. I love meeting new people, finding out new things about people, helping out people, and our customers are the reason why we've grown so much. So we look after them, we do everything we can and always go the extra mile if we need to. And I just really enjoy interacting with new people. So yeah, that was what
Thanks,
kind of
Zoe. No, no, and you're right. You know, if you want to work for our company, you do need to be a people-orientated person. Customer service is a way of life for us. It's kind of our number one priority. We wouldn't be the business we are without our customers. So we need to treat them as such and get them to return time and time again and tell friends and family and really shout about the great service that we offer our customers. And that's what's got us to the 90,000 plus employees and the $38 billion turnover. That's all down to our customer service that we offer our customers. So thanks, Zoe. That's great. We've covered 4 of the 8. So kind of going into, us as a business, and, we are a business that started, as a carbon emitter, and, we have lots of millions of different vehicles all across the world. But as Zoe's mentioned there, we want to give back to the local communities that we serve. It's so important to us. And there are lots of different things, too many to list, but we have listed just a small sample for you on the screen here to show where we're giving back from a philanthropy perspective, like Zoe mentioned, from a charitable perspective, but also as well other ways that we're looking to kind of like help with sustainability as well. So just a couple of things that we'll talk about here. Fill Your Tank is a food bank initiative that we've kind of donated millions of dollars over a set period of time, where not only do we donate that money to Fill Your Tank, where we take money from our profits and put it into food banks, but we also get our local employees from our branches to help out at food banks as well. I've even participated in doing that myself on a number of occasions, which is quite fulfilling. And again, it's not your day-to-day job, but it's also something that you can do to give back to your local communities, which is such a great thing to do. We've also kind of partnered with the Arborty Foundation on a 50 million tree pledge. I think we're about 17, 18 years into that pledge right now. So we've planted around 17, 18 million trees so far, and we've still got a lot to go, but we continue to plant around a million a year to keep up with that pledge as well. And again, we're not doing that through kind of subcontractors. We're doing that through our enterprise mobility employees who get to go out and plant those trees as well, which is again another fantastic initiative. I've actually taken part in that myself, And I'm sure the tree has probably grown a couple of years now. It's probably going this way because I'm not very good with the planting. I've not got green fingers, put it that way. And you can see on there as well that we've got sustainable mobility. So we are looking at electrifying our fleet. We continue to move with where countries are moving in terms of infrastructure. So as more and more electric charging points are available, we do electrify our fleet, but we're also looking at hybrid and other fuel alternative solutions for our vehicles as well to ensure that we are reducing our carbon emissions. And that's just one way we can look at sustainability, but another way you can look at sustainability is through mobility as a service as well, by taking vehicles off the road that are big carbon emitters and utilizing things like car clubs, car sharing programs, the opportunities for businesses to use vehicles instead of using their own vehicles, which are like heavy diesel vehicles. And we offer solutions that will help them decide on the cheapest, but also more sustainable way of getting from A to B as well. So we have all of those business lines which help support that as well. Now, something which is really important to us here at Enterprise as well is our diverse culture. You can see on here a quote from our executive chairman, Andy Taylor, who is the son of the founder of the company, Jack Taylor. And why it's so important as well that people bring their best selves to work, but we also have an open door policy at Enterprise. It was one of our founding values that you'd seen on the previous screen, where we welcome people from all diverse strands within the business as well, and we kind of celebrate that through the different committees and groups that we have within the company, which I've been part of and continue to be part of as well. And Zoe, is there anything that you've been part of when it comes to your diversity, equity, inclusion within the business as well yourself?
Yeah, I've been part of, or I am sorry, part of the disability committee. I myself actually have a condition called narcolepsy, and I shared my story once, and it actually got read and shared by the chief diversity officer, sorry, and that was shared sort of on a global platform, which really was quite important to me because I found they found my story and I felt very supported when that happened. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great. Thanks for sharing, Zoe. That's great. Thank you so much. Okay, so we actually needed to update this slide, and in a good way. So last year the previous year we went from 20,000, and this year's 22,000 plus team members across various positions were promoted. Like I've already mentioned, we are a promote from within company. So Zoe, in the last 12 to 18 months, you've been promoted. I've even been promoted in the last 18 months, and we continue to promote people from within the business. So we're going to kind of illustrate how that works on a slide where we're going to show you our career timeline. But it's a great thing for us to celebrate, and we want to make sure that you, as people on the call today, on the webinar, feel empowered by that and think, wow, there's opportunity here for me to join a company where I will have that opportunity to get promoted and continue to get promoted whilst I'm within that business as well. And kind of celebrating some key awards that we've had as being a great employer over the last 12 months as well, is that we are celebrated as the best student employer on Rate My Placement for those looking to do an industrial placement with us, whether that's a summer placement or a 12-month placement. We've been voted as the best employer, and that's not by us nominating ourselves. That is actually by students who go on a placement and leave reviews with Rate My Placement. And we've not only had that this year, we also had it last year. So we're 2 years running in first place out of the top 100 companies. We're also in the top 50 in terms of top 100 graduate employers by the Times. And we were also awarded the Graduate Employer of the Year in 2024 as well by Target Jobs. So again, it just shows the recognition across different kind of platforms there, that we've been recognized as a great student employer, as a great graduate employer, and a great placement employer as well. So the management training program itself, we want to walk you through some key things about the management training program, give you a little bit of an insight into that role itself, what you'll get out of the role, and then we'll move on to that career timeline as well. So here are 5 reasons why you should join the management training program at Enterprise Mobility. The first one is having a business understanding. So we help guide you learn the business from the ground up. There's a full training and development program that you get to go on, hosted by our kind of award-winning, actually, talent development team. So it's all in-house. You get to do virtual training, you get to do in-person training, and you get a full business understanding. The management training program is there to get you through stages of development so that you get promoted within roughly, on average, a 10 to 12 month period. That can be less, it can be more based on how your learning is going. So you take ownership of your own development and get through that program. But you'll be put in training groups where you work with others who join the company roughly the same time as you as well, which is nice as well because you get to build relationships with those people. Zoe, anything on that at all, just from a business understanding? Obviously, you went through that within the last 2 years as well.
Yeah, so when with being a trainee, you get to let the business understanding, you get to learn a lot of different things about the main thing for me that I found that I gained a real insight into was sort of controlling costs and things like that. So you get to see how businesses are structured and it's real life, like you direct impacts that you can have as well, and you can help manage that part of your business. We have someone in my branch at the moment that's looking after our costs and looking at how much fuel we're spending and things like that. So you really get to look after and manage that part of the business yourself. And you're sort of doing that from day one pretty much. So it's really hands-on, but it's great because you can see the direct impact of that because we get to see all the numbers and things like that, which is great.
Yeah, you get to see the bottom line, which is great. You have like monthly kind of profit and loss accounting, and you get involved in that. So it's real responsibility from day one, which is fantastic. And also as well, you get to build on and develop your professional skills. We're going to talk about those professional skills on a separate slide. But for me, a big one was just leadership. I'd never been in a leadership position before myself previously. Whether that was in part-time work or whether it was in my education. And I'd done small little bits and pieces which helped me with my application. But we want to make sure that you develop some really strong professional skills, and leadership will be one of them. And that's just my kind of example of something that I really took on and thought, wow, I'm given leadership responsibility here. I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to learn about how to do it. I'm going to learn from my mistakes. And I'm also then going to become a great leader in the future as well. Is there anything professional skills wise, Zoe, that you've kind of taken on board, whether that's like communication, time management, anything like that at all?
Yeah, I think communication is definitely a big one. You learn to communicate with lots of different people, whether that be department heads, whether that be people that work at body shops, dealerships, customers. You really learn how to tailor how you communicate with different people, which is something that I've found really valuable. And I'm constantly getting feedback from my manager, and I constantly give feedback to my team as well. So you're like I said, you're learning on the job with that as well, which is great.
Great. Thanks, Zoe. And just some of the other ones here, we'll kind of wrap up the last 3. So you get to grow relationships. I've already mentioned here the opportunity to go into a new business, meet new people, work with new people. But because we're a promote from within, your teams can change quite frequently. So, you'll get people around you getting promoted, moving around, moving into different parts of the business. But you also get the opportunity to take ownership of things like Zoe said, it could be cost control, it could be customer service or sales or marketing. And you get to build relationships with kind of line managers or department heads. You get the opportunities maybe to work with marketing leaders within the business and grow the relationships with those departmental people as well as the department heads as well. And you also get to kind of get those relationships with your area manager, maybe a mentor or someone that you think is relevant to your progression within the company as well. And that kind of leans into that support network. We always have that support network because most people you meet would have done the management training role at some point. So, if you're meeting a senior leader in the business, for example, they'll tell you about times when they started as a management trainee and were doing those kind of like jobs that you're doing right now if you joined the business as well. And they can really relate to you and offer you that support network. And it's mentorship. It's like you said, Zoe got some support through her disability, and it's the same with lots of different things within the company. The support network is there for you at all times. And I've already mentioned this. One of the biggest things, which is big for me, is getting rewarded. We give you that great reward, whether it's through promotion, whether it's through bonuses. We even offer like £1,000 per employee referral if you get someone to work for us that maybe you know, or even someone you meet that you think would be great for the role. And we offer like mini bonuses, whether that's monetary or also as well days out. So we do things called Elite Club in some areas where the top performers get to go on a day out to go to the Shard in London and have a 3-course meal or something. And I know, Zoe, you've been on a couple of those Elite Clubs. So what was your experience like?
So I got on two, which were back to back. The first one I was gutted, I was on holiday. But the second one, we went out in Bath, I've forgotten the name of the restaurant now, which is really bad, but we had a lovely fancy meal and then and got to play. I think we went to Lane 7, so went to go and play like bowling and just essentially just do whatever you wanted in there. Got to mingle with a lot of people that were a lot higher up than me, which was the thing that I took most from it, which was because I got to talk to people that were like sort of area managers and higher up and just sort of get advice and get them to know my name, which I found really beneficial from that experience.
Absolutely. It's all about that kind of exposure that you get really to those kind of senior leaders. And if you perform well, you get that exposure and you get known. And then when you go for promotions, you're going to be known within the company, which is great. So great for your personal brand. Love that. Thanks, Zoe. So I've mentioned this a few times, so we thought that we'd illustrate it on a slide for you. This is our kind of roadmap really and our career timeline. So you can see on there that you may join as a management intern or you may join as a management trainee. The line dotted in between is because when you join as either of these, the training and development will look exactly the same. You're kind of mixed in together and you go through the same training and development. So come the end of your first kind of like 10 to 12 months, you'll be ready for that first step up to a management assistant, which is kind of a go-between. So it means that you've done all of your training and development and you're ready then to start applying for, based on your performance, assistant manager roles within the business, whether that's in your own branch. I know, Zoe, you kind of progress from management trainee to assistant manager within the same branch. But it may be in different branches as well. One of the things that we look for in enterprise is flexibility and whether you have the ability to move around in the business. Because if you can move to a different town, if you can move to a different your part of the country, then you are going to find yourself more or have more options really in terms of going for promotions. Say, for example, there wasn't a branch manager role locally right now. There will be at some point, but if there's one in another part of the country and you're quite flexible and you can move for it, you could get promoted a lot quicker by applying for those roles. And the same applies for things like area manager as well. And you can also see on there, it's not just one straight line or one curved line even. There's a bit of a kind of spider diagram out from a branch manager. So what we ask from people is that you give roughly 18 months to 2 years as a commitment where you can go from management trainee to branch manager in as little as that time, and then start thinking about whether you would want to go for an area manager. You may be undecided at that point. I didn't know at that point, and I had opportunity potentially to go for area managers roles, but then an opportunity came up to go into training and development, which is human resources, and I moved into that role. And I was about 5-6 years into the business at that point. So give yourself the options, give yourself the time to get there, learn the business from the ground up, and there are many, many different opportunities within the company. This is just a snapshot. As you're aware, there's loads of different business lines that we have, and within those business lines, there's different departments, more than what you can see on here. I think there's over 350 different job titles that we have within the business, and that's just continuing to grow as the company progresses as well. Okay, so we touched on this a little bit, so we are just going to get through these nice and quick for you. But the skills that you get at Enterprise, we've already mentioned a few. One that was really important to Zoe was communication, customer service. We've mentioned these are skills that we would ask that you have experience in sometimes when you apply for the role, but these are skills that will definitely advance on yourself when you are within the business. Time management is another one. I found myself so organized when I joined as a management trainee, and even in the other roles that I've done with the business, my time management has just got better and better and better, which I really like. because that helps me in my personal life as well as my professional life. And also as well leadership, which I've just mentioned, something I didn't have a lot of experience in, but I've definitely had the opportunity to build my leadership and have been a leader of several different teams and different departments as well. Emotional intelligence, or dealing with different situations, is so important. As Zoe said, communication, you get to meet different types of customers. So you have that emotional intelligence as a skill that you learn with us. Marketing and sales, again, we ask for a little bit of experience in that, but sometimes it's just around selling an idea or something maybe you've sold to your parents or a lecturer or even a friend as a concept. But we will definitely enhance and train and develop you on marketing and sales as well. But it is a big part of the role, so be aware of that. And problem solving as well. All of these things you'll need to do day to day in your enterprise career. So we'll help you advance them, but it's for you to be aware that these are skills you're going to need to kind of have and improve on within the business as well. And then the last one, adaptability. We are forever changing as a company. We've grown from just enterprise rent a car to all those business lines that you can see right now, but even just on a daily basis. And Zoe, I'm going to ask you to jump in here. How quickly can your day change, and how quickly do you need to adapt yourself sometimes working in one of our branches?
For sure. It's as we look after all different types of customers. I mean, today, for example, we had a breakdown of a gentleman. It was about 4 o'clock. He'd broken down, he was down a country lane, and I there and then had to sort out a solution for him to make sure that he was able to and carry on his day without obviously been waiting roadside for a little while, but we gave him ability. So it can change quite quickly, but we sorted him out and he was looked after.
Perfect. Yeah. And again, just leaning on, it's customer service, right? We really own that. Okay. So we're also going to give you some small tips on it, and how it works. So you can apply online if you're interested in applying. You just need to go and visit our Enterprise Mobility Careers website, which we can put a link in the chat for you. And also as well, you can just search that, Google it. It's nice and easy, Enterprise Mobility's Careers, and just make sure you're on the UK site for that as well. And in terms of the online application, you don't require to have a CV. There's no minimum grade or specific degree subject that you need to have. You can just simply pop a lot of the details that maybe you take from your CV and you put that into that online application. We have a great candidate management team that screen all of those applications. So don't feel like you're going to get sifted out through AI. We have candidate management teams who look through all of those and assess them, and will then do a screening call with people. And if you are successful in that online application, you will then be invited to do a competency-based interview virtually on Microsoft Teams with the candidate management team. So it's not a kind of pre-recorded, you don't need to kind of like have a timer to answer a question or anything. It's actually with a real person, but it is virtual. So it is with the candidate management team, and they will go through our kind of 6 competencies that we assess, and those competencies can be found on our careers page, but also as well, we've talked a lot about them today. So they are customer service, they are communication, their leadership, their flexibility, kind of any sales aptitude in there as well. So it's really, really important as well. And think about your work ethic as well. Now, if you are successful in that the virtual interview, the last stage of the process is where you actually get a opportunity to go to a local enterprise branch, meet your branch manager as well as an area manager, and have a final interview. But we are also as well assessing you, almost like a little mini assessment center, but just on your own. We're assessing your competencies, we're assessing the way that you are within the branch environment, but also as well, it's your opportunity to assess us. We want you to see how the business operates. We want you to see, would you fit into this environment? It's almost a try before you buy opportunity, but it is also an opportunity to impress us with who you are as a person, so that we think that you're going to be the best person to go into that job amongst the other people applying for that role. And if you're successful, you get the management training position offered to you. Okay, so you can keep it social with us. We are on Facebook, Instagram, we are on LinkedIn, and we also have a great careers page on YouTube as well. Those are more lengthy videos. If you're into your kind of like 90-second reels, please follow us on Instagram. There's loads of great content on there to help you through the application process, to help you through the different interviews that we have, and there's loads of other great content on there as well. And we're always welcome to new followers on our Instagram page as well. So if you do follow it, put it in the chat, let me know that you've done it, or if you're already following, that's great as well. And that is pretty much us. Zoe, thank you so much as well for joining. We'll do a little bit of Q&A, but also as well, just that link, if you did want to apply, it's on the screen right now. We'll try and get that in the chat for you as well. And if you'd like to connect with me as well, my QR code is on there if you wanted to connect with me on LinkedIn as well. I'm always open to new connections. And if you've got any questions you want to take offline, then feel free to connect with me as well. I know that we've had a little bit of help from Stephen in the chat. So thank you, Stephen, as well, for helping us out in the chat. Brilliant. There we go. The website is on there. I'm just looking back at a couple of messages. Yes, we hire from any degree discipline. So I can see someone saying on there that they didn't have a business degree, but something a different degree. But yes, absolutely, you can join the team by applying, as long as you're hitting those competencies and some of the things that we discussed today. Absolutely, but it is a business management training program, just to make you aware. But we don't necessarily need a business management degree. We just look for a lot of the competencies that we've discussed today. Is there any customer service experience needed? I would say yes. If you have customer service experience, great. If you have volunteering experience as well, if you've dealt with people, it doesn't always necessarily need to be in a customer service role, but if it's been in a role where you've dealt with people and different types of people, that could be seen as offering great customer communication, or people communication even. As you progress within the business, how does work-life balance? Zoe, I'm going to kind of maybe hand that over to you, but I'll also give my take on that as well, because I've been with the company far longer than you.
So we, in regards to sort of the hours that we do, so we are contracted 45 hours. Because the branches, we obviously, I'm an assistant manager, we are in charge of those hours. So if we get to the end of the day and there's no more customers walking in, we can let people go early. If, for example, we have a breakdown and we need to sort somebody out, and we have to work half an hour overtime, we can then give that half an hour back the day after. That's what's really nice about our business, is that because we are in charge of our hours. In terms of work-life balance, it's like I said, I'm an assistant manager, so we make sure that's a priority. So we make sure that we are being as efficient as we can throughout the day to make sure that we can finish on time, because that is something that's really important to us, and it's something that I find really important as well within my job.
Yeah, perfect. And again, just going back to some of the competencies, flexibility, we're not your kind of like typical office 9 to 5. As Zoe said, it's a 45-hour contracted week, but there is that opportunity to work overtime. Sometimes we need to stay a little bit longer to make sure our customers are dealt with, but then try and flex that back where we can for our employees as well. There is weekend work as well, but obviously time off in the week to compensate for that. I mean, from my perspective, as you grow within the business, you look at different opportunities. Sometimes you could be working in a branch like I've done for a number of years and did as a manager, as a trainee, where you do need to have that flexibility because our customers need us, versus some roles that you'll have later on in your career, which may be kind of like just your 8 and 5 o'clock finish, or whatever it may be, if you're on a different shift pattern and you are just those hours and that's it kind of thing, or you may not even work weekends. But again, that's why we ask for that 2-year commitment and work your way up in the business, go through that management training program, be very customer facing at the beginning. And that's not a forever position. It's one of those where you progress into management and progress out maybe into different parts of the business, where your work-life balance will change. I'm not going to say it's going to get better. I'm not going to say it's going to get worse. What I'm going to say is it changes, it evolves as you change within the business as well. So best time to start applying, you can apply now. All of our jobs are kind of on our website. But we do have kind of like peak times of the year where we do get more applications as well. So there is one applying. So as you enter your final year, what I would say is start thinking about applying kind of like just before Christmas, maybe just after Christmas, so that you can secure that grad role for when you do graduate as well. The longer you leave it, we are going to fill those summer new hire groups that we have, and then you might find yourself then going into the autumn winter time for a start date. So if you're looking in your final year to start applying, what I would say is start looking at that, kind of towards Christmas time, maybe semester 2 as you start in your final year. My placement year begins in April 2026. When would be the best time to start? Right, okay. So yeah, we do the placement opportunity at Enterprise Mobility. Placement jobs go live, I think, September, October time. So keep an eye out for those. They will go live and we will get loads of applications coming through at that time. So make sure your name's in the hat nice and early so that we can reach out to you and get you through that application process as quickly as possible. Our starting salary at Enterprise Mobility is £30,000. That is not subject to overtime, so you could earn more by having overtime. And we have the bonuses that we've mentioned. We have uncapped on employee referrals, obviously your overtime and any other additional bonuses as well. Interview tip wise, if you do apply, you will be invited to another session where we do talk a lot about the interviews. What I would say for the person asking for the interview tips, just from a time perspective, is, learn your competencies, but also as well visit our social media sites where we've got all of our interview tips on there. I'd rather not rush them now. I'd rather you visit our YouTube channel or our Instagram channel where you can get all those great tips, because we've got all the content on there for you as well. Opportunities around the UK. I mean, we do these sessions all the time. So if you did want to rejoin it, then you're more than welcome to as well, in terms of a recording of it. We go through the same presentation. Obviously, we have different presenters on there, but we do refer to it. And a lot of what we've discussed today as well can be found on our careers website as well as our socials as well. Okay, I think that wraps about Q&A. So thank you to everyone that joined the call. Zoe, thank you so much again for joining. Really appreciate it. Steve, thank you for helping us out in the chat as well. And I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and best of luck if you apply, and I hope you do apply. Thank you very much.